not yet. Now we are. Now we're live.
Oh,
Hello.
like the whole internet like missed a whole like the pre-show and the post-show are better than the actual show.
Yeah.
Well,
Many
dude,
such cases.
Jack's not asking for money here. We only give those to paying customers. That's how we do shit here.
Okay,
Which is,
that's good philosophy.
You could look,
Yeah.
not touch here. Yeah.
yeah, indeed. Speaking of money, internet chasing for clout. When will it end? I just showed you guys the video where yeah, okay, everybody fucking knows. I don't need to, and there goes the monetization. I don't need to hide it anymore. Zerka, I don't know what he does, but he's a popular guy. Found it necessary to start a street brawl and get his ass kicked. And all I kept thinking was, why would you do this? First of all, in the middle of the day, and let it be filmed and let it be posted online. I'm like, who in his right mind, in America even, and as a European I'm saying this, would you attack somebody in broad daylight? There were a million different ways this could have gone wrong. And the biggest reason I see so far is clout. So I'm wondering, where will clout end? That's my question for today. And I see Arch looking like, what the hell, man? We just posted shit on a forum. What the hell did I walk into?
It's like literal clouting for clout. I mean, the dude walked out. He was literally clouting someone for clout. I mean, I mean, if you don't mind me pontificating for a sec, I mean, it's the internet. I don't think clout is ever going to go anywhere. It's just going to keep going and get worse. Like putting this back in the red pill lens, red pill is actually kind of an old man movement. It was started by a bunch of 30-year-old dudes, got screwed by women. It's the early 2000s, and the world has changed. And so they're trying to date same way we did in the 1990s, not working because it's the 2000s. Not only do we have the casual sex culture, we have the internet. 1997, I think, is the first year you started seeing the internet in people's homes. It existed in forms before then, but like 97 is like it was in your house. A few years after that, then we have like broadband, not just dial-up internet. Like you have a constant internet connection on your computer to sit down when you're on the internet. A few years after that, everyone's got smartphones, Wi-Fi is everywhere. You always have the internet in your pocket. So like the internet changed everything. Like it didn't just change how we date. There was that chart on Twitter, like how'd you meet your current significant other, and like before 1997, it's all like friends and work. After 1997, when we had the internet, boom, the line goes straight up. Everyone's meeting online. And the ones who didn't meet online, they're still online. Just they didn't meet their current significant other online. And then that's just your couple people. Like people are hooking up online like you wouldn't believe, because you can't have casual sex with people from work or your friend group. I mean, that's got huge repercussions. So yeah, I mean, internet's great for that. But it didn't just change dating. The internet changed the whole freaking world. Like how we apply for a job, what kind of jobs we do, and how we do that work. Like you have to use the internet at work for every single job nowadays, unless like you fix sinks or something. And then how we get our information,
invoice
yeah,
and all that, yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to like bill on Venmo, and then where we get our information and our news, who we get it from, like just the sources of information change. Like absolutely everything is on its head. And so along with this comes the idea of clout. Like you have like Taylor Swift. She's got a bajillion Swiftie followers. She is a singer. She does not know crap about geopolitical issues. But if she tweets she likes Israel or she likes Palestine, she's got a bajillion Swifties who also don't know geopolitical issues, and she's rich. She knows what she's talking about. So suddenly you're a geopolitical faction. What Taylor Swift thinks about you is important. And she's just a singer. And you don't have to be rich, like a random nobody. Like, could just like start making Twitch videos and being bombastic, and suddenly you're PewDiePie or on YouTube or something. Like a nobody can play video games and make it, or a nobody can suddenly come on a Twitter and be like, hey, here's some pics of me. I'm 26. I work out. I'm buff. I slay on online dating. Here's a bunch of pictures of girls I fuck or something. And so listen to me, not those old red pill guys, and try to seize the cloud. And like, anybody could just start an internet thing. Like, look at me. I'm cool. I can give you advice. And your source of information could be any loser who has clout. And so, like, if you were born after 1997, there's never been a day in your life you have not had the internet. Like 40-year-old dudes like me, we remember a world before internet. But post 1997, if you were born in 97, you're 26 years old today. You've never not had the internet. And to us older people, it seems strange. You have kids worrying about who you talk to on Twitter, who you're connected to, like, because that affects your online brand. And you're not Nabisco, you're a child. Why? But people get fired over who they follow on Twitter. And why? I mean, does it mean you believe everything they believe? You're a hateful person? No, but if you follow that person, you're one more person who they can reach, and all of your followers get recommended stuff in their algorithm. And suddenly people look at that, hateful account. It's got a bajillion followers. It's popular. It's influential. People think they're right. They have clout. And if you contribute to the clout of a bad person, you are evil by association and lose your job. And so we had this thing now where everyone's like chasing clout online, and I don't think it's going away. I think just the new generation is all about their online brand, and maybe that's the way of the future is, your internet brand is almost more important than what you do in the real world, but then it spills over in the real world when you're actually clouting for clout. Okay, pontificating done.
Oh, that was a great intro. Nuke, you would like to add to that?
You guys heard of the gray man theory? Or the gray man? I think it's special forces use it, and it's a concept where you want to blend in the most you can. You don't want to stand out. You don't want to be like the nail that stands out in terms of like you doing undercover stuff, maybe at work, doing your degenerate stuff, but also living a normal life. And I think this new generation is like really having a hard time thinking that they don't have to stand out. That they want to stand out, but like at any cost. So what I've seen is that what happens is while the world, is turning, buildings are being built, the experienced, competent people are leading, babies are being made. People, the younger generation has this thing where they're a lot more online than any other generation. So they see these people, these young people also going viral and getting clouded for like gimmicks, for silly things, There's literally like guys that go viral for making a funny face and making people laugh, and then they keep, they press the gas pedal on that gimmick, and they become popular and famous, and then they post themselves, on a boat or on a yacht or doing whatever. I guess Andrew Tate is the most extreme version of this, and then you have other smaller YouTubers like Jake Paul, people that got popular.
YouTuber.
Well, like, okay, but yeah, he's not a small YouTuber, but but
Digital
the point is that I think Zoomers are like almost convinced that if they don't go viral or they don't have an internet presence, they don't matter in real life. Like their value online is more important than their value in real life. So you see women that have like a perfect relationship, and they're like, wait, let me embarrass my husband or my boyfriend online for clout. Or you see young men that are just like, I have a really nice life. I am in sports. I have friends. I have a nice private life. You know what? I'm going to do this gimmick and make a fool of myself for a decade because it's more important to me to have clout, and clout will unlock better opportunities for me in the future, and not like living a calm, quiet life where I can like, be the gray man, just blend in. And then maybe one day when I'm 40 or 50, I have a really high position and I'm actually matter. And, but I think that's what we're dealing with here. It's just like clout to them is like the key that unlocks happiness, I guess.
No fooling. I've literally like heard young people on Twitter saying like, the economy sucks. I'm never going to make it getting a job and saving my 401k. If I don't make something on the internet, I'm never going to be able to rise up and get rich. Like their way out is like to win the American Idol competition on the internet or something.
Yeah, they think they have to be like Patrick Bateman or Andrew Tate in order to get women. I'm like, dude, there's guys that are silently pulling women at salsa classes, at yoga classes, at whatever. There are men that are quietly winning, and they don't get that. They think that in order to win, you have to be this kind of like really loud, bombastic person with very opinionated and all that. And also, like Chatham Arabia says, there's people online that are constantly trying to convince you that they're happy and successful. Constantly, like just look at my husband, look at my babies, look at my job, look at the women, look at this, look at that. I'm like, dude, you have to realize that
what bothers
no
me
one
so
cares.
Much well, no, you're right. You're absolutely right, Noob. What bothers me so much with that is like you have like the trad cons and things like that. Is like marriage is this, marriage is that. And like, don't get me wrong, I am not against marriage. Like I have always said, if you want to marry, then do it. Like it is a beautiful thing, things like that. What I can't stand is these guys who are married and then it's the be all end all. Where it's like, my choice should also be yours. There's that word.
Their marriage is their brand. Yeah.
Their marriage is their brand.
Yes. Yeah. Somebody finally
or their kids or their family or their religion. It's all their brand, right? The only people whose brand should be religion are like pastors. Other than that, I think you should have your faith and then just roll with it, just live life.
It's
and
like
then
when they
forget
use
about the
their
rest.
marriage. When they use their marriage for brand, I always get kind of ick. Where it's like, oh, no. It's like,
Yeah,
cue the
they're
clip.
just
fuck
trying to
Joe,
matter.
thanks for Clout.
Yeah, they're
No.
just trying to matter. Like okay, I'm a normal human being. I go online. Everyone's having a great life. Everyone's getting hoes or has a perfect marriage or whatever, what have you, whatever they value in their lenses. So I have to matter too, or else I'm going to fall behind. Even though I live in a comfortable house, I have a good job. I love my kids. My kids love me, and I have a wife. I'm falling behind because I don't have magic internet numbers to, and then they realize, oh, wait, I can get a little bit of money from this too. So they just sell their soul. They're like, okay, hey, internet, here are my kids. I love kids. Sign up sign up to me because I love kids.
Well, you do that to your family though. Like so you post picture of your wife and kids online. First, people say you're scrawny and you're not hot. Number two, your wife's too fat. Your kids look like they have Downs. Like you put your family on the internet, like to let them get sliced up by the comments for that. And I mean, I don't know why you want to do that to your family.
And then you complain that the internet's mean. Like a shout out to Pearl, right? Pearl called out a female bodybuilder, right? Because she had manly shoulders, right? Whether you agree with that, I don't care. But she got mad and she made a whole video like, women, this, that, and blah, 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 defending her position, right? And it's just like Mac, you guys know Mac, right? I know Red Hawk, you know Mac, right?
Yeah.
She said, step one to the internet, you shouldn't be posting something on the internet and then complain that people criticize said post. Like, it's the internet. Literally every person on earth has access to your thoughts or what you write down. So if you're like an adult and you get mad because someone said, hey, you have manly shoulders, I'm like, the internet's not for you. It's like that self-help sing video I uploaded where it's like, if you get offended by something on the internet, take your phone, find a hammer, smash it, switch to a landline because you clearly are not ready. You clearly are not ready. Yeah.
I'll
post it in the private chat.
Welcome to Twitter. Nuke will be your guide.
Yeah, it's just like, and that's why I get my engagement, because I tell people, hey, this. And then there was this girl, this is like Radfem, right? Which I have no problems with Radfems. To me, it's just, they're just very confused and angry, not at men. Just like men aren't really mad at women, they're mad at themselves. They're also mad at themselves because they got burnt by the opposite sex. And she said, why does everyone make me feel like women are worthless? I'm like, are you worthless in your home? I'm sure your mom or dad loves you, hopefully, and you have kids that love you, and maybe you have a pets, and maybe you have a good life. You're comfortable, right? You're posting on Twitter in the middle of the day, so I don't think you're living that hard of a life, right? And you probably have a job where people like you, and you probably valued at your job and all that stuff. And then you go on the internet and you have this perception that the half of the planet is under attack by men, like by the other half of the planet, right? Like this war going on in your head. And it's just like, do you feel worthless in your real life? No, probably not, right? And if you do, it probably has to do with like, maybe you have a broken relationship, which it can fix or leave behind. But the fact that you went on the internet to make up this thing in your mind that you and your gender and your group of people are being told worthless by internet strangers, and it's making you sad, and you think that's some type of W, or you think that's good for you, and you don't see like the bigger picture here that like, hey, you're gonna be fine. Internet is not real, for the love of God. Internet is not real. Like this fight is not real to me. It doesn't look real,
Her brand, though,
I don't
is
buy
the
it.
gender war. Like
Yeah.
being a cog in the gender war is part of her brand, even though the gender war doesn't exist. Like we all know we just shit around the internet for like entertainment, right? We know this is entertainment. Like we're not really changing the West, or like we're not even really helping people. Like I think telling people the internet is entertainment is probably the most help you can do. Like this is just fun.
Sir, I collect like shiny cardboard. I know that we're not going to save the West here.
No, but furthermore, like anyone who's watching Sunday morning cartoons right now, like you're not helping yourself improve your life. We're just doing shit around the internet, but we hope it's entertaining. And if you get entertaining from this, like just like watching TV, you're on YouTube right now.
Well, and a bit actionable advice, like Nuke mentioned, like all these things you see online, like it's not real. It's mostly people advocating for stuff that make you feel something, that make you feel anger or fear. But when people are fearful, and Ryan mentioned this yesterday during Red Morning, when people are fearful, they tend to tremble and not move a lot. But when they're angry, they take action. And when they're angry, they buy shit.
Fear and anger. I mean, if anger is a secondary emotion, usually you feel anger because underlying that you have fear or hurt, and anger is like our psychological defense mechanism. Like if a predator is chasing Stone Age you and you're fearful, you'll freeze up. If you're angry, you get away. So, anger serves a biological purpose, and it usually comes from fear.
Fair point. Fair point. Hey,
It's
Gov.
just attention, man. Like, hey, Governor. Sorry, I interrupted your introduction.
No, that's okay. Oh, well, that's what you did,
Oh, there you
Panda.
go. You scared him away.
He's
There you
gone.
go.
Sorry, man.
God, Dante. my
This is
God.
why you're in
He
danger.
said, "Fuck this." Jesus.
So that Archwayer dude's here again. I'm out.
Yeah. You put me
But-
next to him, though.
Oh, Dante, you were saying?
It's attention, man.
They're talking about clout. I'm done with this topic. I don't want to talk about it.
It's
This is how much
attention,
clout
man.
I need. Yeah.
It's attention, man. It's like people just want attention. It's exciting. It feels great. Like when you get a like or when you get comments on your thing, like it's great. There's a dopamine hit there, and you feel great about yourself. Like for the moment, people are paying attention to you, and we're kind of hardwired to like that. The problem is that when it's your only source of, happiness for the day, that's when it becomes like debilitating, and that becomes you become dependent on it, like a drug addict. And if you have nothing else going on in your life, and that's all you have, you're gonna want to spin that wheel and constantly find your hit, and you're gonna do stupider and stupider shit, to the point where, oh my god, you're doing things that you wouldn't otherwise do.
Like making a TV show of a guy being able to win to rail your wife?
Yeah, that one. Things like that. Like
It's like, yes, Arch, that is a thing.
that's a real. That's not a hypothetical. That's a real thing.
That is
Um,
unfortunately a real thing.
Yeah. So
So it's like The Bachelorette, but like it's his wife.
Yeah.
yeah.
He got a whole bunch of black dudes, and they can
If the
all win.
Bachelorette was African American and was porno, that was that was it. Anyway, going back, like if you have nothing going on in your life, you're gonna crave attention, not from the achievements you do, or not from the social interactions you've had, but from the clout you get online, and that's what gets people going. So these people online trying to fight, these people online trying to have, trying to do stupid shit that they take a video of for some specific reason, they want the attention,
Well, going back
or
to
they
my-
want
my-
the money, or
no,
they
my-
want the money. Like if they're broke, like they're gonna do some stupid shit. They're gonna ask for super chats, and that's how they get by. I feel sorry for those people, but
But
yeah,
we're old, Dante. Like going back to my earlier point, 26-year-old people now who were born in 1997 who've never lived without the internet, like chasing clout. Are we behind? Like, is there a chance internet clout, your reach, your power online, might actually become, I don't know, more or at least as important as all this real world crap we're doing? Like maybe online clout is going to be an important future currency, and people who are chasing it they're onto something, and we're behind.
Well, inevitably, some people will be successful in that regard, but there's a Pareto distribution in all things. So, yeah, there will be your Jake Pauls of the world that make a shitload of money because they were YouTubers and then decided to go box, and, they can make millions doing that. But for every one of those, there's like 10,000 people. Like, what is the statistic on Twitter? It's like if you have over 1,500 followers, you're in the top 5% of people on the entire account. It just like puts it in perspective.
It's also very volatile, though, which is why even if Jake Paul becomes famous for like 15 minutes, he's gonna have to do stupider and stupider shit to keep up his spot. Like people's attention goes from one place to the other, right? And so
Yes.
you're gonna have to go.
Yes,
you're gonna have to do
That's
something.
the problem.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to top what you just did. Mr. Beast is gonna run out of like amazing things to show people, and when he does, that will be the beginning of the end of his career. So, even
Hey,
if you
he's-
have clout, it's kind of a golden. What do you call that? Golden handcuff, because you're gonna have to like spin that wheel, and that wheel can only spin so fast before it breaks.
But hey, Mr. Beast is the only one who takes his fortune and actually helps the world.
But
Like, he's
someone like
better
Mr.
than us.
Beast, like, so let's say he gets 1 million Twitter followers or something. People aren't going to go unfollow him because he hasn't done something cool in like a year. You know, they still remember who he was. So I don't know, like 3 years from now, he tweets, "I love Palestine" or "I love Israel," and we all remember who he was. He's got 1 million followers. He still has some clout just by virtue of his history.
No, but
Never
you make a
replies.
good point.
But everyone
I'm
will
willing
comment
to
back
make
like he's just a has-been. He's washed up or something. But so what? That engagement just further makes him more famous.
Okay. So I'm willing to make a bet that if Mr. Beast stops putting out videos, stops tweeting for 5 years, and then he tweets again, very, very few people are going to remember who he is.
I don't know about
So,
this. I think because you actually have an example of somebody who kind of already did this with PewDiePie. I mean, he took like a break, like a year and a half off when he had his kid, and then he came back and started streaming less frequently. And I think he's still like one of the most popular YouTubers. We got like over 100 million subscribers. So but maybe he's just so big he creates his own gravity. You know?
Yeah, I disappeared for like 7 years, and the whole 10 people still remember who I am.
Oh, fair enough. That's a great counterexample.
And now you're stuck on Sunday morning, hanging around with douchebags on the internet.
This is the fun part. Like if Reddit had been like this, just dudes shitting around rather than people get so freaking academic and serious essays and ideas.
I don't think Wine More Please would have ever gotten monetized. Just saying.
Oh, for sure. Like, there's no way.
No, that man would have broken the monetization algorithm way too soon.
Dude does not pull punches when it comes to like reading the owner shits. He doesn't pull punches.
Yeah, and then I have him on my show and we just talk 45 minutes about Pokemon card investment. It's like, what the hell? Amazing guy to talk to, really great guy. But Artwinger makes a good point, because what you see right now, like, is Clout becoming powerful or powerful enough to have influence? Because you see a lot of politicians leaning into influencers. I've seen that in the Netherlands as well, where certain influencers vote for a political party, and even Biden tried to do that with that what's his name with the guy who was on the Bud Light can.
Oh yeah.
Dylan, whatever.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you've seen Biden try that, and some makeup artists and things like that. So yeah, like, Arch has a point.
Is the future economy going to be like, if you're a politician, you can contact Taylor Swift's agent and buy her support on Twitter or something?
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. No.
Doesn't that already happen though? Isn't that what an influencer basically is?
Probably.
It's strange.
And shit like
Hollywood has been doing it for years.
It's strange because if you achieve in real life, like you really have, you can go like outside of my city, like Dallas, you can go like 20 minutes outside the city and you see all the like blue collar businesses like cement, concrete, factories, warehouses. And those guys that own those businesses are making maybe 3 or 4 million a year, right? And they actually provide like actual services to the city. Like if those businesses disappeared, building a house or building anything would be nearly impossible with pricing and just getting those materials. And the good thing about working in my industry, I get to be in places where I get to see the infrastructure of society. Like, I go to airports sometimes and I see the conveyor belts. Like, people think that their luggage just pops out of the hole straight from the plane, but no, it's a very intricate conveyor belt system that takes a lot of maintenance to maintain. Or I go to data centers, or I go to any place where there's like that holds the infrastructure of society, and you realize how far removed the people online are from like that kind of like reality. Like, the other day, I think I was talking to Aaron Clary about this on the other day, and it's just like there was a video I saw on the internet where it was just like a what do you call it? A lumberjack, right? He was cutting down a tree, and trees sometimes do this really dangerous thing when you cut them down, where instead of falling in a certain direction, they fall on themselves. And that's dangerous because now you don't know which direction the tree is going to fall. And it's like maybe a 4 or 5 ton tree. So you're screwed. You got to run. So the guy's like realizes this. He's well trained. He starts running for his life. Right. And I look at that. I'm like, man, that's crazy. But I also joked that tree is going to be made into a table, which some podcasters are going to buy. And they're going to be having their elbows on that table saying, men need to step up. Men aren't enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's like the biggest irony of the internet. The internet really makes you forget about what really is going on out there and how much energy and to keep this thing together, how delicate it is to keep everything, all these moving parts together. Like, people complain so much about everything, but like there's a 100,000 ton aircraft carrier, basically the most powerful weapon ever we've ever made, with 2 nuclear reactors on board, with 2 25-year-olds half asleep operating. I know because I was one of those guys, and that's just to ensure that the passenger ships in the Middle East get to where they're going. So, you know, like Iran or pirates don't attack these ships, so you can get your Amazon package on time, so you can put a light in front of you and then podcast about how society's fucked. You see what I'm saying? It's like
that's
the
incredible though. To
craziest...
think about it.
Yeah,
like,
and if you keep pulling the string and you keep thinking, us doing this is fucking absurd. Like, in a good way, right? But it's absurd. It's
but that's
absurd.
the internet. Like the internet made it so any dipshit can like put information online and make a video, and so you can buy a webcam off of Amazon. Like before, to do exactly what we're doing right now, you'd have to have a studio and like equipment and be somebody important with money. And like now, like a bunch of assholes on the internet from 3 different countries can show up on Sunday morning on YouTube and like, you know, just put this crap out like out of our asses with like a $5 webcam off of Amazon and like, you know, computers, you know, from work or something.
And then you got all those people complaining about how men aren't worth it or anything like that from their cell phones, while you got men climbing those cell phone towers to get to the very top of them and make sure that they're working.
$20,000 a year to climb that really tall one in the Midwest. It's like a really, really tall one, and the guy gets paid $20,000 for every climb. So if he does like nuts. 8 of them a year, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, and you have assholes who like hate your country, hate that man, hate everything he stands for. They sit in their air-conditioned house on their cell phone complaining about stuff, and they had the freedom to do that without their government shooting them. Like how great is that?
Complaining from a building that's probably been built by a bunch of guys too.
Real quick, right? Can I say real quick to all those guys, Happy Veterans Day. You too, man, Nuke. Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for not blowing the aircraft carrier up.
That is still my favorite nuclear Caldelio quote, where he was like, "Yeah, man, I was on that ship during Veterans Day or during Independence
the 4th
Day.
of July.
Yeah, 4th of July, and they shot the cannons." And I was thinking to myself, why the hell would you want to join ISIS?
Yeah, when they did that demonstration, because they lined up the battle group, and then the battleships were like, "We're gonna show you our sea power," and I'm just like, man, it's gonna be like these little bullets, and then they shot. I'm just like,
yeah,
like, why would you join ISIS? Why would you want to be a terrorist? Like, that shit looks painful. That shit, like, it was so powerful. Like you think the movies are only seem that way because they make the explosions really loud. But when you see the speed at which these bullets travel, and like how easy it is to just to push a button and just destroy maybe another ship or another town or whatever, you're just like, I hope you get those 72 virgins, man, because damn.
To answer your question, Duke, the answer is Clout. I mean, look at the current situation. Yeah. Like, you know, last month we had Hamas go and attack southern Israel. Those guys are, as well funded as they are from like, you know, kings in Qatar, you know, living in mansions, they had no hope of doing any lasting damage to Israel or taking the country over. That was not the point. The whole point is what we're seeing on the internet right now. The info wars, everyone tweeting their side. They're hoping the West withdraws support from Israel and they win the Clout war. Like what you're seeing on Twitter right now, that is the war. All that shit happening in Israel where 1,000 people died, that's nothing. That's bullshit. The Clout war is like what it was all about. And so the real war is like being fought on Twitter or something. And I don't know if that's great or scary.
5th generation warfare.
Yeah.
Real quick, Alex Patino with the $10 heartfelt, double heartfelt. Thank you very much. You get this. Since I didn't go to church...
Are you and Rob gonna put that out there? I mean, promoters.
Funny.
Make that fucking
hold up. Let me read the super chat. Since I didn't go to church today, here's my donation to the Red Pill Church. Alex, we are not the Red Pill Church. We are Sunday morning cartoons of a bunch of assholes talking about our ass.
That's what I said in the comments. Same thing.
And we're having a hell of a lot of fun with it. But I do appreciate the $10 though. Thank you very much, Alex.
I mean, a bunch of
you know what's more insulting? Yeah, go ahead,
first,
Arch.
Okay, I'll go first. So, like,
it's that a lot of these guys are younger. What was that?
There's just a delay.
You go first.
You go first. Okay, I'll go.
So
Oh, it's so polite.
the most insulting thing is that a lot of these guys are younger than you, and that's even more insulting, right? So I have this 26-year-old guy that maybe does street fights and stuff like that, and all of a sudden he gets paid to be an idiot. And they have it. A lot of these guys on the internet have life advice. They teach you stuff about how to live life, and I was like, you're younger than me. You have definitely not the same experience. Like I saw on whatever podcast a 22-year-old female dating coach.
Well,
That girl is probably
26-year-old
never
dude.
even. Yeah,
Like a dude who's 26.
look at Red Hawk laughing. I was in shock. Like I'm, but
She's got experience. Whoa.
If you're born in 1997,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
you're 26 today, so you've never had a day in your life without the internet. So maybe that guy can teach you a thing about, internet life and clout and all that. He probably can't teach you a lot of life experience stuff. But yeah, the red pill's an old man movement. It was started by a bunch of then 30-year-olds or now in their 40s and stuff. And so I mean, almost like our Sunday morning cartoons are like nostalgia. Like if you saw old school Saturday morning cartoons, you'd watch those. Just like with they're rebooting Mean Girls, millennial moms are going to be all over that. Like everyone's got
man.
nostalgia for their stuff.
Gosh, if anybody tried to reboot us, who would be playing us?
Dear God, I seriously hope. Poor guys. Like who'd want to reboot this?
I mean, Nuke would be played by the guy from Saved by the Bell who played Slater.
oh,
One of them
or
was
Will
your
Valderrama.
girl.
Yeah,
Governor, did I hear a girlfriend laugh at that?
yeah.
That's hilarious.
There we go. She's in the
Hey,
background.
hey,
Oh,
throw her
man.
off the podcast. Throw her off. I want more super chats.
It's
Give
nice
her
to
a
have girls in
fucking
the
white
background,
claw.
though.
You're getting Frank Castle. Get out of here.
Well,
These
my wife's-
women ain't shit.
Like, how many of you guys have women in the background? Like my wife's like, say hi to your incel friends, get your misogyny out of your system.
Yeah.
Tori used to walk here in the background every now and then when she was here, like, hi.
I thought about that. That was great.
Fun.
I love
That
that.
was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. Let's
Mhm.
see. X Runner 55 for the $5. Thank you very much. Let's. I'm gonna keep doing that for every super chat, by the way. That's my thank you to the people. Tell ISIS that all those 72 virgins were taken by Mish. I mean, Mish has
yeah.
taken a lot more than 72, man.
But he was hilarious. Was it like last week, 2 weeks ago? He's like, I'm talking with you guys. I'm hiding from the girls. I've been fucking so much, my dick's about to fall off. Molly's crazy hard of it. Every single real woman's married or has a boyfriend too, and my dick's about to fall off.
Yeah, that was great. Like hearing his reports from the front out in Bali for
Yeah.
a couple of weeks. It was great.
I was laughing so
That
hard at
man.
that.
That man. And Alex Patino for another $5. Thank you very much. Have you guys heard Death from Above? Anyways, Soleimani messed around and found out. From above? Who can help me with that?
He was that Iranian general or something that Trump took
Oh,
out 2 or 3 years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, my ship. My ship was the one that sent the planes out to kill that guy.
Really?
Boy.
When I left the ship, my friends got deployed like a month after I left the ship, and then they were in the Middle East, and they were the only ship there. And then we bombed Soleimani, and I was like, yeah, that was us. That was definitely
Man.
us. The USS Truman. So missed the fun. I wish I was on the ship when that happened. But anyway, hey, you kill American soldiers. You fucked around and found out, my friend. What do you think is gonna happen? We're just gonna be like, no, water under the bridge, my friend.
Well, rumor has it.
Remember
the US
Pearl
is looking for
Harbor?
now. Like the rumor
Pearl
has it,
who?
trying to engineer another Pearl Harbor. Is like they're putting troops closer and closer, hoping some dumb terrorist will kill them, so we can just go and revitalize our economy with a war.
Unfortunately, that is a thing. Well, like Nuke, you brought up
Actually-
Trump. I mean, if anybody was good at using clout for votes, it was Trump.
Like, it's
Say
probably
whatever you
hilarious.
want. but That
It
man was
worked.
a goddamn genius. when
That
he
guy
it.
did not expect to win the election, and when he did,
was
I think he was surprised as the rest of us. And so when he got in 2016, he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to do the same thing that got me here. He spent 4 years trolling the libs. It was a hilarious presidency.
Oh man, I miss
That's
those
what made it
days.
fun.
And
Like,
he
he didn't
brought
do
up the
much.
economy.
I was geared up. Though. I was like, he's going to be the next Hitler. He's a racist. He's all that. Like he didn't do
God.
anything. He barely had. He did almost didn't pass any policies. He just kind of sat around for 4 years trolling the libs.
Yeah,
Being an ass. That
basically.
was hilarious.
Yeah. It
We're
was-
gonna
it was
win
a fun
so
time.
much. You might
was
even get tired of winning.
It was a bit unbecoming of
Please,
the U.S. president, but I
please,
mean, it was
it's
funny.
too much winning.
And I'm gonna say no. We're gonna win
I think
all the way to the lighthouse.
Shut up, silly woman.
No, turn the lights off. Turn those lights off.
Turn the
My
lights
favorite, my favorite thing about Trump, right, is when he told the Telemundo or the Telemundo guy to like sit down and shut up. Oh, that was so good. Because everyone in the Latin community, it was very divided because the guys were just like, this Trump guy is hilarious. And then the more liberal Latinos were just like, he's a racist. He's going to deport all of us. And I'm just like, you're a U.S. citizen. He cannot deport you. Relax. Right. It was just a great time. And I think is like, it's not so much the clout, is that he understood how to be the villain. You know, he understood how to be.
He played it on TV for over a dozen years.
Yeah. And every president before that was like trying to accommodate everyone. He's just like, no, you suck. You're awesome. You suck. You're awesome. And he would divide the room and he would force politicians to pick a side. Right. And it was great. It was so great to watch everyone just kind of like flounder when he was doing his thing. It was so great.
The man understands frame control very well.
Have you guys noticed we have like the rise of the anti-hero who's like more popular now than heroes? Like has that become a thing?
Yeah.
Like, just culturally, like Han Solo's not a coolest. Like that finally caught on.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Like evil Superman is a big thing with Homelander and Omni-Man.
People are bored of the do right hero all the time.
I mean, is that just a sign of like people want the individualist, the selfish hedonist, a normal human, like to still be able to be successful, have superpowers, save the world, make a difference?
I think it's just because people don't believe in the system anymore. They want people to come in and smash things and break things. Well,
that makes sense.
Well,
I mean, they want a champion.
No.
They want a shepherd, I'd say, but there's a lot of distrust in everything. Even in the Netherlands right now, if you ask them, like, do you trust politics? And it's like, it's at its lowest point it's ever been.
Yeah, it's like that across all Western countries. I think America this year, Congress approval rating is down to single digits for the first time in history. So
really?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Great. That's awesome. That's the best news I've heard all day.
Over 90% of people hate the U.S. Congress and don't trust them.
Yeah.
Over 90. We're not talking like this is like beyond 80-20. Like over 90% of people like no trust in Congress. The whole Congress.
Well, it's a circus because look at what was the name of that guy that kind of like shut down in the middle of a speech and he just like
Mitch McConnell,
which there's like 5 of them. So they're all
like,
octogenarians, 100-year-olds.
What are we supposed to do with that? Even the most like middle like 70 IQ person looks at that and it's just like, dude, like you need to go home and like give up and just sit down and like relax.
Even before things got too crazy, I remember like they were grilling like Zuckerberg because like Facebook had some part in Trump accidentally getting elected, and they were like grilling him at Congress, and all these old farts like demonstrated how to have no idea how the internet works or whatever. Like I don't think they've turned on their computers in 100 years. Like these guys, the rules of our country, like you think we don't get clout, like the 26-year-olds who were born in 97, like those guys, they don't understand the internet at all. Like their staffers turn their computer on for them and then tweet stuff from their Twitter account to like stay relevant. But I mean, they're in charge of our country.
It's like that hilarious Hillary Clinton moment. Pokemon, go to the polls.
I wanted, oh my gosh, I wanted to delete my app after that when I heard that.
My favorite clip of a U.S. politician was, I don't know if it was Ted Cruz or Ricky Rubio, but he was reading a Dr. Seuss book. He went like, I do not like green eggs and ham.
Yeah, this was Ted Cruz.
I do not like them, Sam I am.
Yeah, so
that was hilarious.
Yeah, so there's a law in America called the filibuster, and any senator can go up and
dilatory tactics.
Yeah, pretty much. And the idea is like if you talk as long as possible and you go over time, they have to reconvene again to do another vote. So that's basically what he was doing. Yeah, and Ted Cruz filibustered for like I think it was 26 hours.
Yeah.
How do you put that in? How do you put that in how do you find the excuse to put that in? That's amazing.
Like, yeah, I know. And then didn't they like order pizza and everything like that too? They're like, oh yeah, we
and we're supposed to take these people seriously. We're supposed to take them seriously.
Our tax dollars bought pizza for like 400 people.
Yeah.
And there's like a trained court reporter there, probably the most elite of elites is Congress, like typing up green eggs and ham or something.
I hope your dominance is worth it.
Shut up,
I mean-
silly woman.
I don't know, if I read green eggs and ham and a court reporter types it verbatim, like does the court
Yeah.
reporter committing copyright infringement? I don't know.
Holy cow!
But
that typist
in a
must be
way, I kind of understand Zoomers and why they do the things they do. Both genders. Like if you like last night, I went on Twitch and I streamed really late some video game, Final Fantasy, and I was just like, I opened up Twitch and it was like, this is softcore porn in here, like the main screen, because the women were like all the cleavage, and there's really specific cleavage rules for Twitch. Like it's like you can't show. I think it's outer boob is not allowed. You can't show outer boob. Under boob is also not allowed, but yeah, it's like there's like inches from your nipple, and it's just like really crazy. And if you got to think, if you're a girl who was already predisposed to seeking attention, and you can get paid just for sitting down and playing like Animal Crossing, and you're going through college, and you have no hope of love because the last guy who broke your heart to the what do you do? This is like, it's such a shiny object to pick up and be like, I'm gonna do this now. So it's like I can be frustrated, but I can't be mad. And then for the guys, you can just play Call of Duty for a year, get good enough, and then you get like 50 followers on Twitch, and you're already like a Twitch partner or something, and you can get paid. And same thing with Twitter now, you can get paid to tweet, and same thing with like a YouTube and all that stuff. So it's like, is it any wonder that kids who never got taught how hierarchy works, who like go to work and they expect to be treated like with respect and, hey, I'm new here, but my opinion matters. But then they go online and they have hundreds, 200, 500 followers that are just like, wow, dude, you're so awesome at life. Or for women, it's like your ex, didn't text you back or, broke up with you for another girl, but you're so beautiful and all that stuff. It's just like the internet is becoming like a safe space for people that suck at life, that they couldn't figure out the relationships. They couldn't figure out work. They couldn't figure out. So they go on the internet to get that like sense that, hey, I'm actually intelligent. I'm actually loved and cared for. People value what I say. And then you can easily tell through people's like writing online or they're speaking, how much of that respect they actually get in real life. If you're a trad wife constantly saying how little you do around the house because my husband does everything because he's such a great husband, it's just like, why do you try to convince me of that? Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't understand.
Doing stupid shit is actually easier than doing smart shit. We used to do this when we were kids when we wanted daddy and mommy's attention, right? So it's not so hard. That's why it's easy. That's why people gravitate toward this, because it's easy money, easy attention.
There was a speedrunner I watched, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Like, he played on Mega Man games, same ones I played growing up, but he played without his shirt off if girls would give him, like, super Twitch things or whatever, and, like, and he was really scrawny, but he started working out and got really buff, and I'm like, wait, so I, like, stopped playing video games and went to law school. This guy kept playing Mega Man, worked out, got buff. He's living my life. Like, he's getting girls, giving him money when he plays Mega Man with his shirt off. Like, what the actual fuck?
Was it Mega Man 1 or 2?
I think 2. Two is easier.
Like
I could be 2 in like 35 minutes. I can't do like zips and glitches and stuff. But, like,
my record was 45.
Yeah, we downloaded like we had a jailbroken Wii we got at a garage sale, and so I downloaded Mega Man 2 to play with my daughter, and I got really good at that. Like, not like I can't do any glitches, but like I was beating the game just regular in like 36 minutes because it was just a good good waste of half an hour. And yeah, she didn't like the game though. She's like new generation. She played Roblox or something.
The old school Nintendo was just the greatest, except for Castlevania. That was just way too hard. No honesty.
Oh no, Castlevania was good. Like I think the first one, the second and third one sucked. But yeah, they realized that when they came with Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo, they made it stupidly easy. They like 8-direction whips, like nothing matters. The game was stupid at that point.
Yeah,
I like Super Castlevania.
It was an excellent exhibition of the SNES hardware. The music was off the chart good. The graphics were great. A lot of cool stuff put in with the backgrounds and stuff. It was a really great game. You hit enemies, exploding bone showers. That was showing off. Like, here's our new Super Nintendo. It does cool shit. Great game for that. Entirely too easy though.
Yeah, I mean, you go to you see the guys see this stuff where they're like, oh, this guy's speedrunning a cool game or a classic game. He's shirtless and women are giving him attention or whatever. They see that. I'm like, wait, I can be me too. Yeah, it's the best like advertising. This is why these platforms grow so fast, because people see other people do it, and they're just like, wait, that can be me too. They either fail or they do even crazier. Like, no, I have to do that because that's what I want. Screw going to school, college, because I don't get appreciated for doing those things in society anymore. Just like women they feel like they don't get appreciated, or they're scared to get into a relationship with a man and like have a family. Like they're terrified of that. You know, biologically speaking, they should be, because you know if they invest in the wrong guy, they're screwed. So this becomes an issue, because real life is real life and it'll always be real life, no matter how much internet there is, right? And I noticed this. I went to an anime rave the other day for Halloween, right? I just said, hey, I'm gonna go have fun. I'm going to go to a place where no one knows each other. We can just dance and listen to music and cheap drinks. It's going to be great. So I went there, and it's interesting to see the younger people that just kind of dance and make circles. It was like very like my past. I was like, oh, this is really nice, right? But you also see that I looked so out of place there too, because I was like in the corner. I was talking to people, strangers. I was talking to the photographer, right? I was very like going up to people, hey, let's take a picture. And it just seemed like I was like the only person kind of like talking to people and just like really relaxed. Everyone seemed like really into their circle and all that stuff. And I'm like realizing like that's like a lot of these guys have to be playing video games all day or online all day or on Twitch all day. And they just don't understand like how to like get out of their own head and their own little circles and just socialize. So, yeah.
Dude, I noticed that at a convention I went to last weekend. It was like a collector's con or something, bunch of Pokemon cards, stuff like that. Those people, yeah, that you could definitely see it in those types of people too. And they love
it when you come up to them too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then you know, you got all the people meeting the stars and stuff like that, not even knowing how to talk to them, or you know, even like that was also fun to do. Like yeah, I've seen a very interesting group, or lots of very interesting groups of people at that last week. That exact thing you're talking about.
I think there's something going on here with the internet, and we relate this to a lot of other topics we talk about in this space. Like, for example, you know, food is now readily available, you know, and sugary foods we needed, you know, in our evolutionary past, because we needed that burst of energy to get away from, you know, the lion was going to eat your ass. And now that food is readily available, people are getting overweight, you know, and pretty much the same thing is going to be here with the internet as well. Like you know, everyone wants to have some kind of validation, you know, from other people. We're social animals and such, but now you can get it from people you've never really met before in your real life. And we just aren't built for this kind of stuff. We aren't built for this level of interactivity. Are you guys familiar with the concept of Dunbar's number?
150?
Yeah. So basically the theory is that the
I've heard it, but I don't know.
Yeah, the human
brain.
Oh,
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. The human mind can only comprehend like 150 individual people, and then everything above that, you know, you just can't comprehend. It's not possible.
So that's why we only know the first 150 Pokemon, and then forget
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's gonna have to.
Yeah,
there's gonna have to be.
That makes sense.
There's gonna have to be like a generation of, you know, people trying to adjust to like what the internet is going to be like, and maybe in the future, you know, you're gonna have, you know, like a group of people like just 100% like transhumanists. They're just hooked into online all the time, and then maybe there's a group of people that are kind of like Luddites, you know, or something, who are just completely removing it. It sounds like the plot of like a sci-fi novel or something, but people are going to have to adjust, you know, how they deal with the internet.
I believe it.
So are we heading to dystopia then? Like, is there going to be like people who really don't socialize in person? Like they order all their food, all their clothes, all their needs from the internet. When it comes time for them to mate, like, you know, they'll shoot off sperm samples in tubes or something to get shipped off by Amazon. Like, or we head like full on dystopia? Or are we going more like, I don't know, like the Ready Player One dystopia, where everyone just prefers their internet life to the real world because the real world sucks?
I think we're going towards Wall-E, and I'm sure we've all seen that movie, right? You know, everybody's just complacent, sitting in their chairs and getting overweight and just throwing their trash away and, you know, littering the entire planet and not even caring, and just letting either robots or the government take care of themselves, or the people.
Well, the fact is,
I say Blade Runner. I think we're going towards Blade Runner.
I wish.
I was thinking more like, you know, just a Ready Player One route, where it's like, you know, Gov says, but like also there's like the Matrix over your eyes. You have like a fun video game avatar world you live in for real, and that kind of gives you your dopamine hit.
That's the metaverse, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Kind of. Yeah, but the point is, like, people can already make this choice today. And what I found is that there's still a substantial number of people who prefer going outside and meeting people and talking to people and just having fun, doing outdoor activities and doing sports and shit, and actually being social. So that makes me a little bit optimistic. But there will be a sort of designated people that will spend all day getting their food online, getting their business online, getting their social life online, and doing their work online.
Yeah,
So
I think there definitely will be a
100%
bifurcation.
agree.
yeah,
Have you seen
But
a lot of like
yeah, and
26 and
you already
younger
see it.
people who prefer like real world, like
I don't-
actual?
it's hard to tell because like I don't see them outside, and I don't know what the real lives of people on the internet are like. But I can make a safe assumption that people do make that. Some people make that choice. I don't know if it's most people. I suspect that it's not, but we will enter a future where making that choice becomes easier and easier. I don't know whether people will make that choice more and more.
Do you think
I
it'll be
certainly
like
hope
a
not.
blue collar, white collar split? Like if you're a plumber who has to go
Could be.
fix sinks, it's got to be the real world. If you go to college and then can be like on Zoom all day, then maybe you end up in the Matrix.
Could be. I don't know. I mean, there is interesting data. I know Cappy was talking about this on his show earlier this week, but apparently there's new data out that Bumble is about to declare like bankruptcy, and Tinder stock is down like 80%.
Oh, yeah, right.
So like,
She
Finally,
stepped down. The CEO stepped down. Yeah.
yeah. So apparently,
There's a masterclass course, by the way.
does she? Yeah, of course. But
So
yeah,
does Bill
maybe like
Clinton.
yeah, maybe all the online dating stuff is kind of on its way out, and people are adjusting back to IRL stuff, or maybe everyone is just becoming incels and femcells now. I don't know.
I think just like the Tinder didn't do a good enough job monetizing its content. I mean, no one like it could be the greatest app in the world, a bajillion people can use it, but if it's not making money doing it, the stock price isn't going to go up, and everyone's going to get fired. So I mean, like you can do a lot on Tinder for free, and how many people pay for Tinder? I mean, you just make a new account. There's a bunch of ways to circumvent that. And I
I
don't
think
know.
I think a lot of people realized that when they went outside and met people in real life and started talking, that a lot of the people they met in real life were actually better to be around than the people they met on dating apps. That's been my experience. Most of the people I meet on dating apps are pretty much dog shit. But a lot of the people I meet in real life, maybe it's because of the way I select based on how attractive they are and how good they look and how well they carry themselves. But I find that the people at IRL are a lot better than dating apps.
Yeah, but
And I
over
think-
half of people together today met their significant other online. That number is only going up. I don't think online dating is going anywhere. If anything, it's increasing. I just think that if people don't properly monetize that, almost to where like you've got to pay out the wazoo to get a date at all. Like once everyone's dating online, that's like the way the whole new generation dates. Like then someone's going to probably capitalize on that. Then you have to pay, or you never meet anybody.
Well,
Yeah.
my personal experience has been that when I don't pay, my experience on the apps is dog shit. It's very hard to match. When I do pay, even if I do match, the kinds of people that match with me are kind of dog shit. So the outcome for me, regardless of whatever I do on the app, isn't good for me. Which is why I've kind of kept the dating apps away. And if I want to meet somebody, I talk to them in real life.
Well, we'll probably see a way kind of like, the good dating apps for like good colleges. Like if you want to meet someone who's not dog shit, this good dating app costs more money, and then you go and meet real people on the real dating apps, and then like the crap people are on the crap dating apps.
Well, there's also the other thing where if you find that you're not able to find anybody and you've decided that okay, I'm not doing well IRL, I'm going to go on a dating app, it kind of selects for that sort of person. And the kinds of person that goes on these apps might not be the kind of person you actually want to date, or for the most part. But I don't know. That's just my speculation.
Yeah, here's something I've always noticed too. When it comes to online dating, you get a very vast array of different people that that you won't even really get to know in person. But from what I've experienced, going out in public to places that you enjoy, such as let's say the bookstore or something like that, you'll come across some whatever type that you like me, nerdy book chicks, things like that. You find them there, you get to know them, you get to talk to them there, and you don't have to worry about dealing with the stress of matching somebody online constantly. And I've learned that lesson long ago.
Online dating is kind of like the ultimate filter. I mean, number one, when you go online, you meet someone, it's not like walking to a stranger in the grocery store. You at least know the other person is looking to date, whereas a stranger in the grocery store could be married, gay, whatever. But also, though, online dating kind of selects more for slutty people, because you can't have a hookup with someone you work with or someone you met through friends, because that's going to have huge social blowback. So everyone who's down with casual and all the dog shit people who can't meet people in real life are all on online dating, and so you have like this. I guess you oversample the dog shit and the slutty people.
Yes.
That's what you think everyone's like.
Exactly
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like,
Did
it's
you
this whole
guys-
pool of people? Yeah.
Speaking of dating apps, did you guys hear about the new subscription for Tinder? The $500 a month plan?
What the fuck?
I think I saw.
Yeah,
it.
no,
Yeah, I'm sure that'll
Yeah.
save their company.
I don't have that kind of money to
No,
spend.
Tinder's doing
Yeah,
pretty well.
frivolously.
Tinder and Hinge are doing pretty well. Hinge just won an award for one of the best algorithms for dating, and the headquarters of Match.com, which owns these is like 5 minutes up the road from me on 75 here next to my house.
It's
And,
invitation only.
No,
And you
what?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying like that. That's like that doesn't cost them a lot of money to put that subscription out. It's just an algorithm. And the second richest person in Dallas is the CEO of Match, and she's a woman. So I think that dating apps are doing just fine, and they will continue into the future. But again, the only thing that's going to stop dating apps is exhaustion. Like people are going to be like, I'm tired of meeting shitty people. I'm tired of meeting.
That's me.
Like, yeah, you get, and more people will get exhausted faster. I personally am exhausted from dating apps, because the thing is, just like a man go online on Twitter and become these secret kings where they build these little kingdoms about what they want in life, and they've already achieved everything, and they be like me because I figured it out. Women are the same like that on dating apps, where they're like, they look at the dating apps and they'll be like, here's what I want and here's what I need from a guy, which could be based on the last guy she had or what her girlfriends think is best or what she wants, whatever. And then she doesn't understand that you're meeting a complete stranger who you don't know at all. It's nothing. Like, you know nothing about this person besides some banter on text, and you're already saying that you want to get married, or you're already saying that you're done with dating and you want this. Like, that's a lot of pressure on a stranger that you've never met, And so in order to do dating apps, you have to keep your expectations low, and also understand that at the end of the day, regardless of who you're meeting, it's a stranger. Like, you don't know anything about that person at all, and you're already making rules for them. And that, how does that ever work for any stranger, for anything ever, making rules for people you never met,
She doesn't know you.
Exactly. She doesn't know
She doesn't know you. I keep saying that. Like, these holding women accountable podcasts, it's like, so disingenuous. in all
So
honesty.
wait. What do you get for $500 on Tinder? Because a month,
So,
$6,000 a year for
I
Tinder.
was
So,
reading about
okay,
that.
yeah, I got it here. So apparently it's invitation only. Blah blah blah. New plan announced. Was only offered to less than 1% of Tinder users, who are among the app's most active, the company says. For nearly $6,000 a year, users will be able to access new features such as VIP search, matching, and conversation that aren't currently provided with its existing paid plans. It said, without providing further details.
So-
Okay.
Losers, in other words.
So it's saying that the people that are like the top 1%, we're talking about all these people that are really active in dating a whole bunch of people and getting a whole bunch of matches or something, or what? Like, oh, congratulations, you haven't found somebody that you can, settle with or be steady with. So here's your membership. You want it for $500.
Well, let's have a
it's-
conversation with them. Like, hey, instead of trading phone numbers, we'll let you do it on Tinder. That's
Okay.
not weird.
You're part of the top 1% of drug addicts.
Yeah,
Here's more drugs at a much higher price than you'd usually pay for.
I
mean,
that's
if
how
you're-
that
there's
works.
If you're an addict, you'll pay $500 to get your next fix.
If you're
Yep.
the top 100 or the top percentage of Tinder, then why aren't they paying you $500 for actually
Exactly.
Yeah,
They should be
but-
incentivizing you to be. No,
Pay me, give me the reason to use it.
it depends on how attractive you are. They should be
It's for-
paying you. If you're a
It's
Chad
for
on the apps,
celebrities.
they should be paying you.
Mm-hmm.
It's for celebrities. There's an app called Raya. It's also for, like, you have to be invited to that app. And I have a friend that has it here in Dallas, and basically you have to get invited. You can't just like sign up. You have to wait for someone to, like, one or two people to invite you, and there's a process. And that's where, like, the reporters, the very public people that can't be seen on dating apps, because, like, I've seen 2 pseudo celebrities on dating apps on Tinder, and I'm just like, you're like huge. Why are you on here? Like Brittany Venti, she lives up the
Yeah.
road from me, and I saw her on a Tinder, and she had a really weird bio. But I'm like, I don't know who this girl is, but I've seen her before. And then the thing popped up, the whole drama with Rolo popped up, and I'm like, oh, it's that weird online girl. And then what's that transsexual girl that goes on Joe Rogan all the time?
Blair White.
Oh gosh.
Blair White. She has an active Tinder profile. When I was driving through Austin like last year, I was like swiping because I was stuck in traffic because it's Austin, right? And she popped up and she's like, yeah, and she had pictures, and one of her pictures was with Joe Rogan. I'm just like, why are these pseudo celebrities, which is not their fault, it's just the path they chose, to do this stuff. But like, why are these pseudo celebrities on these dating apps exposing themselves to like the common folk? These
So
people
I guess-
have
But
their brand
I
is
mean,
being popular.
But internet celebrities aren't really celebrities, It's like
It,
even
That's changing. Now.
It is and it
Oh.
isn't, because it depends on where you go. For like Blair White in Austin, she probably gets stopped every people wave at her probably every single block because she goes on Joe Rogan so much. She's a transsexual conservative, so it's like people will recognize her. And Brittany Venti, if she goes to an anime convention or something, like people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's Brittany
I
Venti."
know.
She won't be able to like move 10 feet without someone wanting a picture with her, even though she's kind of weird.
but
right?
like, do you think
And
she'd
I
be
realize that
stopped in
like
the
for people like
supermarket?
that, I don't know, because like I talked to Thor yesterday, and Thor, our space isn't that really big, but like Thor told me he got stopped twice in the same city, in one day, the other day. So it's like you never know. I don't know what their lives are like or how much followers they have, but I know for a fact that Blair White is a celebrity, at least in the conservative space. Sadly, it's really weird, but
It's a little weird, isn't it?
you know,
Yeah.
That scares me though. Like,
and that's why these apps and these services exist.
Like,
I
if
thought
anybody on the
privacy.
internet sees me in the real world, keep the internet and the real world separate. Send me a private message on like Twitter or something, but do not walk up and introduce yourself to me and my family. Fuck off.
Also,
Yeah,
funny-
that's why Carl. That's why
How about I
Carl
wave from
used-
far away, Arch? How about I just go like Arch?
But that's why Carl
Didn't you used to
say
talk about
man
sex on the internet? Weren't you that guy?
You're my favorite Redditor, Arch.
Oh,
You
you're
assume
my
they're
hater.
sluts. Assume they're sluts, but don't upset. That's the guy, guys. It's him.
Oh my
Mr.
god!
Winger.
Oh yeah, that's why Carl used to be an anon. He was like, I wouldn't mind being recognized, but I would see one of you autists come up to me on a date where you'd be like, "Hey, are you the guy who likes to tie up chicks?" It's like,
Out like in a bookstore, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
what the?
I don't know you,
hell?
sir.
But let's wrap this one up. Go around the panel. Nuke, where do you think cloud chasing will end?
I don't think it will end. I think that, like Red Hawk said, there's going to be a bifurcation in between grass touchers and online people. I already see it. Like, I have to go out once or twice a week just because I'm more online, just to feel more human in real life. But there's people that's their whole life. Their whole life is like internet clout, internet drama, internet fights. They see it as more important than what's going on, and they'd be like, "Hey, I'd rather be famous and get invited to influencer parties than actually contribute to society." Because on one hand, the society isn't giving them what they want. Guys aren't getting laid, girls aren't getting relationships, blah blah blah. And then on the other hand, they're just lazy. Whichever route they take. But ultimately, I say that people who have a healthy mix of both will be the ones that really come out ahead. The guys that understand how to use the internet to their benefit and for the benefit of those they love, and then also are killing it in real life too. Those are the most dangerous people because they have discipline to understand, like, hey, this shit ain't real, but I can use it to network. I can use it to, maybe pull a buck or two, or I could use it to educate myself. Like the people who take the red pill and get the fuck out, those people are the most disciplined and smartest people, right? Or you could be the type of person that's all real life and then you get left behind like Congress, where they don't understand the people that vote for them. Or you could be like, like the online people all the time that they have no idea how to interact with people in real life when I go to these anime conventions because they spend so much time in chat rooms and all that. So I'd say 80-20. 80 kill it in real life, 20 kind of keep an eye on the internet and kind of interact and network and, just balance, right? That's all I have.
And where can people find you?
You can find me on twitter.com, Kaleo Nuclear. I'm going to post my link tree in the chat for all my other links. So thank you.
No problem. Dante, where do you think Clout will end and where can people find you?
I think it will end when the parents start treating their kids better, and those kids end up to become the next generation.
No,
So they don't
where
become
it will end, not
so-
when.
Oh, sorry. Where it will end? I don't really know, man. Like we've been talking about it for an hour, and I don't know. I seriously don't know. I think it won't end. I think people will. Well, I know where it will end for them. I think people that go through the Clout train are going to be lonely ass motherfuckers, and they're not going to have a good time of it, and they're going to be really depressed and going to try to feed that insecurity with money and fame, and they're just going to go on that hedonic treadmill, and it's really going to suck for them. So I feel sorry for them. Yeah, sorry to end it on a bad note, but that's all I got for you.
No, that's okay.
Damn.
That's okay, man. Being realistic on that one. Gov, where do you think it will end and where can people find you?
Man, I don't even know where it'll end myself because it just seems to get worse and worse. I mean, where's it going to end? Maybe it'll eventually end if it gets too crazy. People are trying to chase clout in any manner possible. I mean, people are already doing illegal things just to chase some clout, for goodness sake. And I feel like the government might crack down on it or something and say, okay, we're going to have laws against, these kind of things. I think it's just it's not going to end. When or where? No idea. It all started, I think, with YouTube and everything because everybody wanted to go the Justin Bieber path and hope that they were discovered by some kind of celebrity and get really popular. And it's all just kind of snowballed from there on different apps and stuff on TikTok, Vine, all that jazz. And I honestly, like Dante, I have no idea. I don't even know. But anyway, where you can find me at Governor Megatron on YouTube and at GOV_Megatron on Twitter. Follow me there.
Nice. Arch.
Well, I actually work from home, so I run 3 monitors, and if I don't have a work meeting, one of those monitors can totally be like screwing around on social media. So I could be on Twitter, like, fucking around during the day. So I can actually see, the kind of lifestyle. I don't leave home. I shop on Amazon, I can have groceries delivered. I can see the kind of lifestyle where someone lives primarily on the internet. And so when I think about someone who's born 1997 or later, never been in a world with no internet. I mean, we had COVID school. Kids can go to school and never have to leave their homes. Homeschooling is getting more popular now because people hate public schools. Like, I can see a world where it's almost like, like the dystopian Ready Player One scenario where your internet character almost becomes more important than your real you. And I think the new generation, 1997 on, who understand a life where you've never not had the internet, where you can do everything, and I mean everything online, from how you date to where and how you work, to where you get news, to buying everything on Amazon, to having groceries delivered, like never having to be off the internet except for rare exceptions. Like, that generation has got to figure things out, and there could be this whole clout economy that they will understand in a way we don't. And the older generation always shits on the younger generation for, being strange, and just like our parents shat on us for, things we do that's incomprehensible to them. I think the new generation being incomprehensible to us may just be the future. We may see, I'm making Jack tired. It's making me tired thinking about it too. But the new generation may just be the future, and it may be a future we don't understand. Maybe they're cluing into how the world works for them, and we're missing it because it's just so freaking alien. I mean, with the internet, it's such a big change for society. The world's changed so much so quickly, and we're still sitting here staring at it like, you're just typing words on a screen. Why is this even important? I mean, maybe there's something we're missing. Maybe the new generation will figure their shit out and it'll be the way things go. Or maybe the pendulum swings back and, the economy crashes and things go more like the shooting way. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'll be fun.
We'll see. Where can people find you?
Oh, I screw around on Twitter like throughout the day because, I have a desk job. So yeah, if you can find me there, just search for Archwinger and I'll show up on a bunch of stuff and then send me something. I might ignore you though if you're annoying, so don't be annoying.
Nice.
We have that on Twitter,
Yep. That's a lot.
Well, pretty much everyone has said what I was going to say on the Clout thing. It'll be a never-ending cycle of the Clout wars, so to speak. Only begun. The Clout wars have. So yeah, exactly. So we'll see where it ends up. Probably someone's going to get shot at some point.
Dear
But
God.
I'm just here to watch it and as our good friend says, enjoy the decline, as it were. But if you guys are interested in more of my stuff, check out my own channel, check out Twitter, and if you guys are interested in American history and American politics, take a look at my company, the Old Glory Club.
Nice. As for me, I think people at a certain point are just going to get shot for clout. No, honestly, I see the stupidity going there. I mean, we've seen worse things. Some guy pretending his girlfriend died for clout. Then all of a sudden his girlfriend came out. Huh?
Oh, nothing. I was thinking death trophies for Clout. Man.
Yeah, death trophies for clout. But there was some guy who pretended his girlfriend died for clout and things like that. We've seen all kinds of shit. But the way it's going now, people assaulting each other in the streets. I'm like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if I'd see somebody get shot. But
I mean, yeah, we're just going to end up having like straight up wars that are based off of, just trying to get some clout chasing. I mean, that's already happening anyway,
Yeah, we had that terrorist organization, who's trying to win the info war now. I mean, it's happening.
Exactly.
It's pretty fucking disastrous. But until then, you can enjoy Sunday morning cartoons with us next week again. Thank you, Alex Patino and XRunner55 for the super chats. Really appreciate it. Smash the like, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below your thoughts of this show. And if you want to support the channel, you can become a member, blah, 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 blah. See you next week. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.